All right, let's talk about one of the most recognizable sculptures on the entire planet, Michelangelo's David. It's a masterpiece we've all seen in pictures, but its real story is packed with so much more drama, genius, and secrets than you can possibly imagine. So let's get into the story hidden inside the stone.
Yeah, we all know what it looks like, but the story of how it was made, what it actually symbolizes, and why it looks the way it does, well, that's where things get really fascinating. Let's dig in.
You see, our story doesn't begin with a masterpiece. It begins with a problem, a huge, forgotten block of marble that everybody thought was completely unusable. They called it a cursed stone, just sitting there, waiting for a genius.
And the genius who actually dared to take on this challenge? A young Michelangelo who was only in his mid-20s. I mean, think about that for a second. An artist who was basically just a kid, stepping up to a project that seasoned masters had already given up on.
And here's the really crucial detail. This was not some perfect, beautiful block of marble. Not at all. It had already been hacked at by another artist, gotten damaged, and then just left out in the open for years. Other sculptors looked at it and saw a flawed, impossible job. Michelangelo saw potential.
So you might be wondering, what kind of size are we even talking about here? Let's try to put the sheer scale of this cursed block into perspective.
The final statue stands over 5 meters tall. To give you an idea, that's about the height of a 2-story building. And it was all carved with unbelievable precision from that one single incredibly difficult piece of stone. And for those of us thinking in feet, that's a staggering 17 feet tall. Just imagine standing next to something that big, carved entirely by hand.
So the main point is, this isn't just a statue of a man, it's a giant. Its massive scale was designed to be totally awe-inspiring, a testament to the hero it showed for sure, but also to the artist who created him.
But you know, it wasn't just the incredible size that made it so revolutionary. Michelangelo's artistic vision for David completely shattered the rules of his time. Up to that point, artists had always shown David after his victory, usually standing triumphantly with Goliath's head at his feet. But Michelangelo made a really radical choice. He sculpted David in the moments before the fight. He's tense, he's focused, he's filled with all this psychological drama. This was a new kind of hero, one defined by his courage and his intelligence, not just the result of the battle.
And if you look really closely, you'll notice some features seem a little, well, out of proportion. That was completely intentional. The oversized hands, they symbolize the strength needed for the fight, manu fortis, or strong in hand. That enlarged head, it's all about emphasizing his intense concentration and rational thought. It's like a visual language, telling us this victory was going to be won with the mind, not just pure muscle.
Now, the statue's importance goes way beyond the art world. To really understand David, you have to understand the city it was made for, Florence. David wasn't just a biblical hero, he was Florence. The small city-state was surrounded by powerful rivals, a lot like David facing the giant Goliath. So the statue became the ultimate symbol of Florentine independence, a defiant statement of their will to fight for freedom, no matter how bad the odds looked.
So what's the lasting impact of this one sculpture? How did this single block of stone, rescued from basically being forgotten, go on to shape the future?
Its journey is a story in itself. It was finished in 1504, and it stood proudly outdoors in Florence's main square for centuries. But to protect it from the elements, it was eventually moved indoors. Today, the original David is safe inside the Galleria dell'Accademia, preserved as a global treasure.
And its influence? It's immeasurable. The incredible, lifelike anatomical detail, the veins in the hands, the tension in the muscles. It was simply beyond anything anyone had seen before. It set a whole new standard for sculpture and changed the course of art history forever.
So what is it that gives a masterpiece its power to last? The impossible origin story? The revolutionary artistic vision? The powerful symbolism? David has all three. It just makes you wonder what it truly takes for a piece of stone carved over 500 years ago to still speak to us so powerfully today.